what were the overall thoughts at the end of that? Obviously, an awful result for you.
Yeah, I'm genuinely gutted. Absolutely gutted. I don't think we started the game particularly well. So right up until probably the crazy sending off, we were a bit a yard short all over the pitch. So I'm going to be honest with everything that I say. And then after that, we kind of came into it. But certainly the second half, I thought we were the better team, the team that was most likely that was going to get something. And then when you have in the same day a sending off, losing the first goal and missing a penalty, it's going to make it very, very difficult for yourself. But they had a right good go second half and couldn't really fault them in that regard. Disappointed with the way that we started the game, but and the sending off is poor, really, really poor. So we're annoyed at that, but we'll deal with that. But no, it's a sore one.
Yeah, not the first game where you've come in and said, we haven't started the game well enough. Can you put your finger on why that's the case? Because it's not, as I say, it's a repeated conversation, isn't it?
I understand why you're asking that, Derek. When was the last time I said that?
Well, I think there was a game here against Carlisle where you felt that the side hadn't started particularly well in that.
Well, that's probably one other game. So let's not ball it into one big ball. We're disappointed with the way we started today, and then everything that you don't want to happen was gone against us. We played the second half, and what I have to say is I think that the game of football, and this is in isolation, deserves better refereeing than what it's getting. I thought that was really poor. I'm not trying to deflect away from it. I thought it was as poor a display from a referee as I have seen for some time. And that probably added to the environment that we're playing in, but that wasn't good enough. But that's something that I have to say. But in terms of our performance, we get the opportunity to equalise with a penalty and we don't take it. So that's always going to be very difficult for us then, because that was maybe with sort of 20 odd minutes to go, getting a penalty. We looked like the team that was in the ascendancy. Well, we were the team that was in ascendancy, and that might have been continued the momentum going forward, and who knows what would have happened, but we'll never know that now. But that's how I seen the game.
Yeah, as you say, first half you can see an early goal, and then you actually won a free kick from the situation where Darnell was sent off as well. Is that just a young man just needing to learn pretty quickly?
I think it goes beyond learning. That's just stupidity, sheer stupidity. There's no need for that. And I'd never hang my players out to dry, but that's obviously a massive moment in the game of discipline that's let us down. Daniel's been great since he's done really well for us. But that's a moment that certainly was one of the big moments in the game that's made it very difficult for us. But up until then, I don't think we were really at the races the way that we should or have been, like on Saturday when we played Swindon. So we spoke about that before the game, about starting the same way, but we just didn't today. But then what I would have to say was after the sending off, we looked more lightly and looked more like the team that we are, but certainly for pretty much most or all of the second half it was us that looked most likely.
Yeah, as you say, really good second half and some really good performances in that second half, and you can see the frustration and how Kane Hemmings felt himself when the keeper made the save for the penalty, because that was the big moment, wasn't it?
Of course it was, and players have to be brave and step up and take the penalties, and everybody in the stadium obviously knew it was a big moment, that's for sure, but it takes a certain amount of football bravery to go and take that penalty, so credit to him for that. But if you're going to go in and get something at the game, you've got to score it. We understand that as well, and we just didn't. But like I say, I could only say well done to them for their second half, their fighting and all the rest of it. They were left with an awful lot to do at half time, but they showed all the qualities that was needed in order to try and get back into the game, but we just weren't able to take that opportunity when it came, and then they caught us in a breakaway. A good goal from the boy, to be fair, but I think it was probably their only opportunity in the second half against 10 men. That shows you where we were really. But no, it's a gutter.
Positive substitution as well, as you say. Took Chris Merry off, and then you got Lewis supporting Nevis and Hemmings as well. So you were still going at him at that stage.
Well, we weren't going to settle for anything else. We were trying to get the next goal. We left two up front because we weren't going to sit in and take. We felt that we could be better than that with the pace that we have at the back anyway. We could go man for man at times. So no, that wasn't a difficult decision. That was just something that we'd thought about before. If we got into that we know that we're capable of that.
And you talked about the depth of the squad. Obviously, some inconsistencies with young players, which you always get. Are you looking towards January already and sort of thinking about how can you strengthen, or is it more than that at the moment in terms of what you've got?
I think we've just got to concentrate on the now for the minute. Of course, there's always things going on with recruitment. That's an ongoing thing for all the time. So that's ongoing. The important thing is that we look at today's game and we find out things that we have to find out about ourselves and what could we have done better and all of the kind of things, and we'll try and put that right. But it's a sore one.
I know FA Cup game next Saturday. I just wondered, selection wise, Burton on Tuesday night. I mean, you've used squad players in the group stages. Certainly, does it change your mind particularly about how you might put the side out against Burton?
No, we'll go with what we have. We don't have a huge amount of numbers to be able to jiggle out a great deal about, but we'll go there and we'll try and win the game like we try and do. And yet with us not having a game at the weekend, we don't have to sort of hold in the back or anything like that, so we'll have a look at that. And like Jordan Turnbull, he can play in that, so we'll have a look and see where we're at. But today it's a bit a tough evening now, and getting into tomorrow and then looking forward again.
And just finally about referees and refereeing standards in general in League Two, how much of a say as a manager do you have to be able to feedback? What can you do to change any of that? Do you have a voice?
Only this, and I don't often stand here. I say that I get disappointed with some moments sometimes. I say that I don't ever blame referees for the way that we performed, but I think you've asked me the question, and I think that today's performance, football deserves better than that, and I do. And that's not me sour grapes or anything. I just think from minute one it just deserved better than that. It just spoilt the game. He wasted more time than anybody else going around and talking to everybody for the amount of time that he did. Too many soft fouls. We spoke about at the start of the season we weren't going to give them, but any contact him, he was giving them. I just thought it was a really disappointing performance from him, and I don't know if we can reflect that and when we do some kind of report back. But no, to answer your question, no, he will perform again next week somewhere else, and we'll all just have to go on with it.
And the fans got right behind the side in the second half, the 10 men, I mean, that was really important. But, you can understand their frustrations as well, and the questions they asked too. You just need them to stick behind you, presumably, Micky, and to support the players when they cross that white line. Well,
the players, first and foremost, give them something to cheer about and give them something to get behind because of the way that they've attacked the second half, so it's worthwhile getting behind it. And then the two come together and you can feel that there's something going to happen. And then we get to the stage where we get a penalty, and that's probably the two things coming together, the fans, players' effort and the quality, and you think, here we go, bit of momentum after this. If we score this penalty kick, you can imagine what the last 20 minutes was going to be like, but we weren't able to do that. But no, they got right behind the players, but like I say, we've got to show the qualities that they showed pretty much for most or all of the second half in order to bring the two things together.